All right, so today we are going deep on something that might seem a little unexpected at first glance.
Yeah.
Buddhist philosophy and wealth.
Yeah.
Now, before anyone clicks away thinking this is some kind of spiritual, like, get-rich-quick scheme, I promise it's not.
No.
Stick with us.
Okay. It's not that at all.
Because what we found, digging through the research,
Right.
especially this really interesting piece titled, Warning, This Secret Will Make You Rich, is that there's actually a lot of really profound insights here
Yeah, absolutely.
that can fundamentally change how you think about abundance.
Exactly. And, on the surface, right, you hear Buddhist teachings about non-attachment, and it might seem like, wait, how does that fit in with wealth?
Lovely.
But as we dug deeper, a much more nuanced and I think potentially very transformative perspective emerges for you.
Right, yeah. And our goal today is not to give you some, like, mystical path to having tons of money.
No.
Okay, but instead, we really want to use these Buddhist principles to uncover those hidden mental obstacles that we often put up around wealth.
Yeah.
And really understand what detachment actually means
Yes.
in this context.
Yes.
And ultimately give you some very practical steps to cultivate a mindset that naturally aligns with abundance.
Absolutely.
So be prepared for some, like, aha moments, because I think this could really change how you see things.
I think so too, yeah.
So let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Our source material starts with what it dramatically calls the sinister mechanism of the universe.
Ooh, sounds ominous.
It does sound a little ominous, right? But it's
Yeah.
actually referring to the Buddhist understanding of karma.
Okay.
And this isn't like,
Right.
some cosmic judge who's like waiting to punish you or reward you later on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more about this, like, immediate and precise law of cause and effect.
Okay.
Every thought you have, every word you speak, every action you take
Yeah.
creates this, like, energetic imprint
Yeah.
that shapes your present moment and your future possibilities.
It's true.
Okay. It's like planting a seed. If you plant a seed of negativity, you can't really expect to harvest abundance, right?
Well, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And the source really emphasizes that we often unknowingly sabotage ourselves, right? We get caught in these cycles of negative self-talk and these ingrained habits. And it's almost like, I think they even use the analogy of a turntable, stuck on the same scratch,
Oh, yeah.
constantly playing that same, broken record, right? So you're just getting the same results over and over again.
It's so true. It's like we are on a loop
Yes,
that we can't get off of.
that's right.
And what I think is really insightful here is that the source really points to these hidden barriers, these subconscious negative beliefs that we carry around about money.
Yes.
Things like money is hard to come by,
Right.
or wealthy people are inherently greedy, or even that deep down feeling that, like, I don't deserve abundance.
Yeah, like you're not worthy.
Yes, and our source actually says that these act like self-imposed limitations within this framework of karma
It makes sense.
that actually hinder your potential for wealth.
Yeah, they really hold you back.
It's almost like, without even realizing it, we're putting up these roadblocks to our own prosperity.
Yes, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way.
Totally, and the source makes this really compelling point about this connection
Yeah.
between our internal state and the external world.
Yes.
Okay, like,
Yes.
they remind us that, Buddhist teachings suggest
Yeah,
that our outer reality often just mirrors our inner landscape.
exactly.
So if our minds, as they put it, are wired for poverty,
Right.
it's going to be a constant struggle
Yeah.
to attract lasting wealth no matter how hard we try.
No matter how much you hustle, no matter what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're coming from that place of lack.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting here is how this ties into the concept of detachment. Right. And our source is really clear that detachment isn't about, like, rejecting wealth or choosing a life of poverty.
Right.
It's about not being controlled by that craving for it.
Yes.
Right. The more we chase after money, the more elusive it often becomes.
Yeah.
And the source uses this really great analogy to explain this.
Oh, I love this one.
Right. The butterfly analogy.
Yes.
The person who relentlessly pursues the butterfly will likely never catch it.
Right.
But the person who stands still in a fragrant garden might find it gently landing on their shoulder.
I love that imagery.
I know, it's so beautiful, right?
Yes.
And the fragrant garden as the source explains, it's not a physical place.
It's an internal state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that inner alignment with abundance.
That's right.
So part 1 really sets the stage, right?
It does, yeah.
It shows us how our internal world is so deeply connected to our external financial reality through this lens of karma and the crucial role of detachment.
Absolutely.
And this leads us perfectly into part 2, which our source very playfully titles The Secret Formula for Effortless Wealth.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Right, effortless wealth.
Okay.
Now that might sound like a bit of a contradiction, especially when we're so often told,
especially in our culture.
Yes, that like the only way to success is to constantly work hard and grind and hustle.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is this secret formula all about?
Well, it starts by revisiting that seeming paradox of desire and non-attachment, right? That we talked about. And as we kind of touched on before, that desperate longing for money often seems to push it further away.
Yeah, like you can sense it.
It's almost like that, right?
Yeah.
And the source explains that this is really coming from what they call a mindset of lack and this excessive clinging, which actually reinforces those feelings of scarcity. Right. And they even compare it to like being overly needy for someone's approval, right? Like that neediness can be a turnoff.
Yeah, it's almost like the universe can sense that anxiety and that lack of self-sufficiency.
Inspiration.
Right, and it kind of backs away.
Yeah.
So this secret formula really seems to be about shifting that internal state.
Yes.
Rewiring the mind, as they say.
That's right.
And they bring back that garden analogy.
Not that analogy.
Me too. The thoughts we plant within us really determine the harvest we reap.
That's right.
Right. So what are some of those Buddhist principles that we can use to actually cultivate abundance?
Well, the first principle they highlight for you is dana, which is the power of giving.
Okay, and that might seem a little counterintuitive, right?
It does on the surface, yeah.
Yeah, like if you want more, you should be trying to get more.
Yeah, hold on to what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
But the idea here, the teaching, is that the act of giving creates this powerful flow of energy.
Yeah.
And it kind of signals abundance.
To the universe. Yes, it's like this energetic principle.
Right, and it's not even just about like charitable donations.
Right, it's broader than that.
It's more of this fundamental energetic principle that's at play.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so powerful.
And it's not even just about material giving. It could be giving your time, your skills, even a sense of fearlessness to others.
Oh, wow.
So it's really this multifaceted way of creating those positive ripples.
And the source even suggests that we try like small acts of giving.
Yeah.
Okay, without any expectation of anything in return.
Exactly. Just to kind of get that energy flowing.
I love that. Okay, so what's the next principle?
Okay, the next key principle is anicca, which is the law of impermanence.
Okay.
And our source argues that a big block to the flow of wealth is the fear of loss.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
And everything is impermanent, right? Everything's changing, including our financial circumstances.
Totally.
So instead of clinging tightly to what we have and hoarding it, the guidance is to really trust the flow of things. Comparing money to a river, right? It needs to circulate.
Right.
Hoarding, it leads to stagnation. But investing, and that can mean, you know, investing in yourself, investing in your community, allows that flow to continue.
So it's about shifting from that scarcity mindset of protecting what you have to more of this like trust.
Yes, abundance.
And allowing things to ebb and flow.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a huge mindset shift.
It is. It is.
I know, I've been there.
I've been there too.
Like holding on to investments out of fear of like selling at the wrong time.
Totally.
Even when it like logically makes sense.
Logically, rationally, yes.
Yeah, to like diversify or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really hard to break that.
It is.
Okay, so we've got Dana, we've got Anicca.
Yes.
What's the third principle?
Okay, the third one they emphasize for you is sati, which is the art of presence. Or mindfulness.
Yeah.
And what the source points out is that wealth, like all aspects of life, truly exists in the present moment. Right. Worrying about past financial decisions or future anxieties about money just reinforces that sense of scarcity.
In this moment.
Right now, right? Wow. So the key is to really cultivate an awareness of your thoughts about money and actively reframe those negative ones.
So like changing a thought like, I'll never be rich.
Yeah.
To something like,
abundance is flowing to me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
But so powerful.
Powerful, but not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
To actually do.
It takes practice.
Yes, for sure. So with this idea of being present
Yeah.
and reframing our thoughts, the Source gives us a very practical tool
Oh, good.
to cultivate an abundant mindset.
Yeah.
And they call it the Wealth Alignment Ritual.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay, so this ritual involves a few simple steps,
Okay.
but they're powerful.
Okay.
So you start your day with 5 minutes of silence,
Okay.
just quiet stillness.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do a visualization practice where you vividly imagine wealth flowing into your life.
Okay.
And you really feel those positive emotions.
Associated with
Yes, like you're actually receiving it.
Right.
And then you repeat this mantra, and the mantra is,
Okay.
money is a natural expression of energy. I am open to receiving it effortlessly.
So good.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then throughout your day,
Yeah.
you make a conscious effort to align your financial decisions and actions
Okay.
with this belief in abundance.
So not from a place of...
Not from fear,
Yeah.
not from scarcity,
Right.
but from that abundance.
I love this.
Yeah, it's like a daily practice.
Yeah. To really instill that.
To really cultivate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Source explains that this is so powerful.
Yeah.
Because our subconscious mind
Yes.
often can't distinguish between what we imagine
Yeah.
and reality.
So true.
So if we're repeatedly experiencing this wealth,
In our minds.
yes, in our minds and our visualizations,
Yes.
we're actually reprogramming.
Reprogramming those subconscious beliefs.
Yes.
Which then influences your actions.
In the real world.
Exactly.
It's almost like tricking your mind
In a way, yes.
into believing it.
Yeah.
And then you start acting in accordance with that.
Yes, it's so cool.
And the Source even says this, like the bridge
Mm-hmm.
between ancient Buddhist wisdom
Yes.
and modern psychology.
I love
Me too, because it's so true.
Right? It's bringing it all together.
Yeah, like our thoughts
Yeah.
really do shape our reality.
They do.
So this brings us to the final part.
Okay, the grand finale.
Yes, the grand finale. And the Source calls it the final step to unlocking wealth.
Okay, so we talked about karma, detachment, cultivating an abundant mindset.
Mm-hmm.
What is this last crucial piece?
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so it delves into what they call the illusion of wealth.
Okay.
And the argument is that most people, they consciously think they want money.
Yeah.
But what they're really yearning for are things like freedom, security, peace of mind, maybe the ability to contribute in a meaningful way.
Right.
So money in this context is really just a symbol,
Right.
a reflection of that inner alignment with abundance.
That we've been talking about.
Exactly.
And the Source is saying that if we just focus on the external symbol of wealth as the goal,
Yeah.
without cultivating the inner
After
state,
qualities.
it can actually lead to suffering.
Even if you achieve financial success.
Yeah, even if you have all the money in the world,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
We hear this all the time.
All the time.
Those stories about people
Yes.
who have like incredible financial success,
Right.
but are totally miserable.
Yeah, they're not fulfilled.
Right. So the focus
Yes.
really needs to shift from that external manifestation
Mm-hmm.
to the internal quality
That's right.
and experiences.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Source shares this great Buddhist story.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay, so there's this farmer
Okay.
who perceives himself as poor, okay? And he meets in our own capacity for wealth and abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Then our brains start to see opportunities
Yes, they open up.
and guide us in different ways.
They're like, oh, look over here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So to really solidify this, the Source gives us something called the 7-Day Wealth Embodiment Challenge.
Oh, I like this.
Me too.
Okay, what is it?
All right, so you start each morning with a mantra,
Okay.
okay?
What's the mantra?
It's, I am not chasing wealth, I am wealth.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so good. And then throughout the day,
Yeah.
you intentionally embody the mindset,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And the behaviors that you associate with someone who is already wealthy.
So you're acting as if.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, right.
So that might look like,
Yeah.
acting with more confidence.
Right.
Speaking about success
Mm-hmm.
as an inevitability,
Yes.
making decisions
Mm-hmm.
from a place of abundance rather than fear,
So good.
right? And then in the evenings,
Yeah.
you reflect and write down 3 specific actions
Okay.
that you took during the day
Yeah.
that reinforce this wealth consciousness.
Yeah. Like what kinds of things?
So it could be things like
Yeah.
investing in your own personal growth,
Okay.
showing generosity to others,
Mm-hmm.
seizing a new opportunity,
Wow, so you're really living and breathing this
Yeah.
abundance.
instead of just like,
Thinking about it.
yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah.
And the ultimate realization
Yeah.
is that wealth isn't something you chase.
No.
It's something you radiate.
You become it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an energy
It's so powerful.
that comes from within.
Mm-hmm.
So you've set a choice, right?
You do.
You can choose to be in this anxious pursuit of money.
Yeah. Always striving.
Or you can cultivate this inner state
Mm-hmm.
that becomes a magnet for abundance.
I know which one I'd rather choose.
Right, me too. So to sum it all up,
Yeah.
our deep dive today has shown us that true abundance isn't just about our external circumstances.
Nope.
Okay, it's about our internal state,
Yes.
our beliefs, our daily actions.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those are guided by these timeless principles,
Right.
like detachment,
Yes.
generosity,
Yeah.
and presence.
Absolutely.
And what I think is so amazing,
yeah.
and maybe even a little unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
is that we don't attract wealth.
Mm-hmm.
We become it.
It's a whole different way
It's a total reframing.
of thinking about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's a final thought for everyone to consider.
Okay.
What fundamental shift needs to occur in your self-perception right now
That's a good one.
to allow wealth to flow more effortlessly
Mm.
into your life?
It's a great question to ponder.
I think so too, and if this has piqued your interest at all,
Yeah.
we really encourage you to explore
Mm-hmm.
Buddhist philosophy
Yes.
and how you can apply it
In your own life.
to your own life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm so glad we got to do this together.
Okay, too.
All right, see you next time.
See you later.